welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, welcome, thank you so much for stopping by. If you are a returning subscriber, then you, my boo, already know how I feel about you. In today's video, as you guys can tell by the thumbnail and the title, I have come up with this little segment on my channel called Spilling the Tea. Now, if you didn't know, my name is Tierra, and I like to go by the name T. My name on Instagram is @CurlyNurseT. I will go ahead and put my handle right down below. And here, I'm Tierra Marie. Being that T is a name that I do go by in my daily life, I just thought it would be cute to name this segment Spilling the Tea. And Spilling the Tea is my advice section of my YouTube channel just because I am an older sister, so I like to think that it's like innate in me to give advice or want to give advice, even if it is unsolicited, because is this really unsolicited if you look up an advice video on a certain topic and then I pop up? No. But it's still unsolicited because who asked me to do this? Nobody. I recently turned 28 years old and I was just walking. Lately I've been going on walks. It's kind of like a meditation thing that I've been trying to do. As I was walking, I just thought of this thing called spilling the tea. And in spilling the tea, I guess I can say I'm giving my sisterly, wholeheartedly personal experience advice to you guys, because these are some things that I've either learned from my own mistakes, these are things that I've learned through my friends, these are things that my friends have told me, these are things that I have read, these are things that strangers have said to me, these are things that I have heard through the grapevine. It's just a whole bunch of stuff that I have heard so far in my 28 years of life. It's just only right if I share these 28 things with you. Before I go ahead and get started, make sure you go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you go ahead and press the subscribe button if you have not already. And go ahead and leave a comment down below and let me know that you guys are here, because sometimes I don't know if you guys are here. If you guys see me looking down and looking over, one, I have a basketball game playing, and two, I am reading from a piece of paper in which I wrote down my 28 things, because if you thought I was gonna come up with these like on the spot, you're crazy. The first thing that I wrote down on the 28 things that I have learned so far in my 28 years of life is life is what you make it. Growing up, Hannah Montana was very prominent in my teenage years. She was very popular. She was someone that we all watched. I actually got to go to a Hannah Montana concert. Hannah Montana had a message, and her message was, life is what you make it, so let's make it rock. And I very much so have learned that, because I have noticed that as long as I keep trying, no matter what is going on in my life, as long as I keep trying, I just know it's going to get better. I know as long as I keep trying to make it better, it will get better. What's the definition of insanity? Doing something over again, expecting a different outcome? Well, call me insane, because I'm going to continue to do these things that I have been doing until I see a different outcome, because it's only right. It's either I let my circumstances make me sad and I give in to them, or I just continue to make the best of them. And so I choose to make the best of them. So life is what you make it, so make it rock. Number two, I guess you can say, is a piggyback off of number one. You do not have to be your circumstances. Looking at me, you probably won't be able to tell half of the things that I've been through, half of the things that I have come from. I love my people, I support my people always and forever, but some of their choices I just wish they did not make. Like, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as black and white. There are some things that I wish that my parents didn't do, but they did do them. However, statistics say, because my parents were a part of that system and they did that as well, statistics say I should have been like that too. And I may have been tempted. I won't say that you won't be tempted. I may have been tempted, but my circumstances, I did not succumb to them. I did not allow myself to be my circumstances. Life is what I make it, right? Therefore, I took my unforeseen circumstances. I refused to let any of it truly make me who I aim to be and who I am right now. The third thing I have learned so far in my 28 years of life is everyone makes mistakes. What I can't stand is growing up or feeling like I grew up thinking that people didn't make mistakes, and that mistakes were things that I couldn't do, or mistakes were things that I had to make in silence, or mistakes were things that I couldn't admit that I have done, or mistakes were something that made me a bad person. Like, I just had such a negative connotation around the word mistake and making mistakes that I really thought that if you made mistakes, something was really wrong with you. And since going to therapy, like, you just really realize, first of all, my therapist reminds me that certain things that I talked to her about, she's like, you're not the only person that I talked to about this today, or you're not the only person who has this as a concern. That's a reminder that everyone makes mistakes and that we are literally all the same. The fourth thing I have learned so far is people do not always have it together. People like to pretend they have it together. And what makes it even worse is that we have our cell phones and we have access to everyone's life, essentially, that it makes it seem like they have it together. But for the most part, everyone does not have it together. There's a reason why we hear so much the 99% and then the 1%. Because 99% of us do not have it together. There is that 1%. There is that 1%. That 1% does have it together, but they're the 1%. 99% of us are faking it until we make it. The fifth thing I have learned so far, and this is most recently, and this is because once my friend just like said, you do this a lot, I noticed it, and then I also noticed it in someone else. Comparing yourself to others gets you nowhere but unhappy. So often we find ourselves just looking at other people and saying, well, why didn't that happen to me? I'm a good person. How come that hasn't happened to me? Or I've been going to work for such and such. How come I don't have such and such? And the thing is one, you don't know what people had before they started. You don't know who has helped them. You don't know what has happened to them along the way to them getting what they have now. Again, comparing yourself is going to get you nowhere but unhappy. Again, people show you what they want to show you. People don't show you the knit and the grit of getting to what they have. People just show the after effect. I have a picture in my phone and it's about your journey, and when I find it, I will insert it. And it's like the journey is like straight, and it's a whole bunch of scribble, and then the journey again is straight. And that traditionally is someone's life path. Someone's life path traditionally starts out well. They start out being the shining star in a classroom. Next thing you know, life just beats them up a few times. They get a little discombobulated. They find their way out. They're like, oh, I can breathe again. I can breathe again. Next thing you know, they get sucked back down and they're like, oh my God, more quicksand. And they're getting smacked up all over again. And then they climb up again. And finally, plateau, however you say the word. But smooth sailing, because they did the work already. They went through what they had to go through already to get to their end result. Because one, when you get to your end result, and after all you have been through and you done went through all that, you will be humble, you will be grateful, you will understand what it took for you to get there, and then you will aim to help others, you will aim to push others, you will aim to motivate others. You won't be selfish until you have to be selfish. 6, it is okay to change your mind. When I first went away to college in 2013, which was 10 years ago, coming up this summer, I went undecided. I didn't do so well, life happened, and I honestly wasn't ready to go to college, but being that, very rarely do people from my family graduate high school, it was just pushed on me, go to college, so I went to satisfy other people. And I didn't really want to be there because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I felt lost, and so I flunked out. I got kicked out, and I just continued to try and go to different schools to, again, try and please others, until I really realized one day I keep failing because I'm not doing something that's for me. I keep trying to do something that's for someone else, and that's just not cool. So I stopped doing that. I now am doing something that I actually enjoy, something that someone recommended that I do years ago, but I just was like, I don't think so, maybe not yet. And who knows, that could have been God, my God, preparing me for the day for it to come, and now the day has come and now I'm ready. But it wasn't my first choice. I know a lot of people wishes that it was my first choice, but it just wasn't. All that matters is that I'm here now. Number 7, what's yours is yours. Things that are meant for you are meant for you. They won't miss you. They won't pass you by. They will always and forevermore be yours. It is already written. If you manifest, if you believe in manifesting, you speak like this. It is already yours. It is already written. What's yours is yours. Period. Number 8, friends are family. I don't know about y'all, but I seem to have chosen my own family aside from my blood relatives. And when I mean to tell y'all that your friends are your family, your friends are your family. You're gonna argue with them, you're gonna gossip with them, you're gonna talk about motivating things with them. They're gonna give it to you how somebody needs to give it to you real. You're gonna give it to them how they need to hear it real. Like, they're really your second family. They are the family that you make. And honestly, I love all my friends. Hey, yeah. Number 9, and this one was really hard for me to grasp because it's just crazy how it could feel like this. Life is not over at 25. For so long, I said to myself, by 25, by 25, by 25. I'm 28 now, which is why I'm doing 28 things I've learned so far. Life is not over at 25. But society makes us feel like by 25, we need to be married, we need to have children, we need to be in a career, we need to have a house, we need to have this, we need to have that. And the thing is by 25, I'm pretty sure I had already changed my mind twice. So it's just like, 1, everyone has their own timeline, and 2, 25 is not the end. If I think about some of the people that I care for, 25 is literally just a quarter of their life that they lived. And taking care of people that are 99 and 100 years old, 25 is just 25% of the life that they have lived. I've taken care of people who were 100 plus. So it's just like, 25 is not the end. Number 10. And number 10 is something that I am working on. I've done a little bit of it, but of course the goal is to do more, and that's travel. Traveling helps you see the world. It helps you see what else is out there. It helps you understand your life a little bit better, helps you understand your circumstances a little bit better. Sometimes it might even help you be a little bit more grateful for what you do have when you thought that you had nothing. You might go to another country and you might try and do something that you're so used to doing at home, and next thing you know, you realize, oh, I can't do that here. And the next thing you know, when you get back home and you're able to do it, you can do it, aka smoking weed and going to Jamaica. So many people understand that Reggie is part of the Jamaican culture, but do we also understand that it's still illegal in their country? You come back home to the States, majority of the states is legalized. You can smoke it anywhere, anytime. But in Jamaica, a culture that even before weed was legalized in the States was known to smoke Reggie, it's not. So it's just like, just little things like that. Like, I know it's random, but it's just, that was the best thing that I can think of that you might be able to understand where I'm coming from when I say, you might go somewhere and be like, damn, I can't wait to go home. And then you go home and you be like, that was a beautiful experience, but I'm also grateful for the experience because it reminded me to constantly show gratitude for what I have. Number 11, kindness always wins. The reason why I know that this is true is because I have, for the most part, been a kind person my entire life. But most recently, I have noticed that I let my frustration sometimes speak for me, and I might start speaking the way other people around me might speak. Like, the other people around me, yeah, sure, they might be aggressive, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I have to be aggressive. Lately, I've been aggressive. And it's like every single time I step out of character and I leave my kindness behind, I get in trouble. It could literally be the one and only time I do something that's out of my character. Next thing you know, I'm in trouble. And that's because kindness always wins. Number 12, do not let other people's insecurities make you feel insecure. People have a habit of pouring down their insecurities on you, and people have a habit of making you feel what they feel, because if you can go lower than how they feel, it helps them feel superior. It helps them not truly feel as insecure as they truly feel deep down inside. The insecurity that only they know that they feel, it helps them to mask it. And it's just like, baby girl, those are not your insecurities. Do not listen to what she's saying. She is speaking from personal experience. She's just trying to project it onto you because she's trying to make herself feel better. Do not take it as your own, because it's not. Number 13, surround yourself with positive energy, positive thinking, like-minded people. As I'm gravitating more towards this one, I'm realizing that the people with the negative energy, I don't have time for it. Like, I don't want to tolerate it. I refuse to tolerate it. I don't want it around me. Please stop talking like that. Because if you're going to talk like that, I and everyone else in this world, we are all beings. We all have our own aura, and we all feed off of energy. There's a reason why sometimes you could walk into a room and you'd be like, it's a little weary in here, right? Like, feels a little oof in here. There's a reason why, because we all exchange energy. Sex is energy. Connection is energy. And it's just like, when you speak negative, you give off negative, and I don't want that. So keep it away. Stay away from them people. Stay away from them. Number 14, everyone needs love. Whether it's love from an animal, whether it's love from a friend, whether it's love from a lover, whether it's love from a parent, whether it's love from yourself, everyone needs some form of love. Like, you have to find it. It is not the same for everyone. The things that people need is not the same for everyone. However, there are subtypes underneath that one thing that we all need. And that one thing that we all need is love. Like, we're humans, we crave it. We crave attention. We have emotions for a reason. They get brought out for a reason. They get suppressed for a reason.